That's why they were trying so hard to say that, to explain the universe and say it was like it's particles. It's all particles. There's like 1,000 particles that you can't even see, or more. There might even be 1,000,000 particles that you can't actually see. They're too small to see. See, matter. It's all made. It's all just groups of particles. Even if you can see a particle, you're actually seeing, like when people see a particle, they're when we sense a particle or see a particle, we think it's a whole particle, but it's not actually a whole particle. It's actually a bunch of particles grouped together, you know, and that's what it is. It's basically particle bunches, pretty much. There's just thousands of millions of particles. Like I say, there's particles technically all throughout the air and everywhere. Particles zipping around us, through us, you know, particles falling on the planet. Like, we can't see them. They're too small to see. You could breathe them in, breathe them out, and your body takes them out and stuff like that. And you will never know that they're there. Not even a little bit. And because they're too small to sense or too small to see. It's like radiation. It's like a neutron. There's 1,000 of them like that. 1,000 different particles. Like technically even a neutron might actually be a group of particles that's all grouped together. They just like each other. I love you! And they group together. And, you know, so anyway, it's complicated though. Like, it's no easy way to explain it. I mean, this is the simplest way I could explain it. So anyway, like I say, everyone thought, light's a wave, man. It's like, nah, really? I don't believe that. Like, particles, there are no waves. It's a wave. I mean, maybe a particle could bounce for a second. I don't know. Like, there are no waves. I mean, like I said, we took apart steel one time and we found the different particles within the steel and the wood. Like I said, if you take a radioactive source, a high radioactive source, and you put it inside of a thing and you radiate a piece of steel and a piece of wood, you can actually find the particles in the steel. Like if you have the equipment and if you look hard enough, you could actually possibly maybe find, like, if there's a lot of them, you can actually find the particles in the wood. Anyway, it's kind of like way beyond science. Like nothing like that on Earth, probably. But yeah. So because I wanted to know where if they stopped in the wood, and sure enough, well, I figured if we radiated wood and steel long enough, like if we radiated it for like 20, 30 years, we would get enough particles locked inside the wood or inside the steel to actually be able to measure them. So they did that. They took some insane radiation sources, just like radiation, and basically took them into a thing, put a wood and steel and other door, and basically then uncapped them. And basically just left them uncapped for like 20 years. Just, so it's like just giving off radiation constantly. And so, constantly into the bulkhead, into the wall. And I figured, well, if we do that for a while, then we should be able to see them inside the steel, inside the wood. Sure enough, they were there. They had built up over 20 years. It builds up enough of them that you can actually read it and actually find them in there. So I forget how they did it, micro, whatever. Anyway, particles get left behind, they stop. So we actually even measured, we did a lot of measurements back in the old days. So anyway, collected the data, remembered it. So like everything's particles. I told that in 1960. Like, I don't know what their deal was. It's like everything's particles. Like everything. Even organics. I believe there's still particles. Like, I'm not sure. Like I say, I stopped worrying about it after a while. I mean, I started encoding and stuff like that. So, I mean, I was really busy, so I had a lot of people underneath me to do all this stuff. So I was like, can't worry about everything. So, anyway. But, I was curious because I was like, this is the way I remember it. Is it still, like, was I wrong about that? Because at first, when they first captured me, when they first got me tied to a chair, I was like, Well, I think it's like this. I tried to explain it to them. And, like, so. And then, of course, a lot of people are like, no. And then, of course, like that's another reason why they took over Germany or whatever, was because, to take down my power. Whatever. Anyway, it's like, well, my power's really not in Germany or America. Anyway, whatever. And anyway, they intended to kill me, of course, because, I mean, like, they thought, they wanted to think that I was a normal human. It's like, well, not really. I'm LS, Lucifer Star. And then they spent, like, the next 40 years trying to deny me or trying to confuse the facts. And it's like, there's no one like me in all of space. In all the galaxies and all the universe, there's not one other life form like me. Not one. I am truly, 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 truly the most unique ever. The first. The only. The one that... The start of it all, as they say. The start of everything. In existence for 100 trillion years. Verifiable by a galaxy that's coming towards us. I'm verified on every level. And it's just a matter of free will and free choice that actually confused everything. And pretty much just a bunch of people, I don't know, wanting to get tortured? Don't really know. What can I do? So, anyway. Yeah, I've just been around for 100 trillion years, that's all. I don't really care. Well, they say, what a freak, what is this, what is that? Annoying people that are bugging me. It's like, just because you can't be 100 trillion years old. Or having significance on the universe like two giant space clocks that are galaxies. They're a little jealous, I think. Yeah, because I am Lucifer Star. Everyone wanted to be Lucifer Star. Everyone wants to be Lucifer Star, but only I am. And there was this other guy, Lucifer Tsar, that really wanted to be me and was psychopathic. But he died, I'm pretty sure. So, anyway. He was trying to kill me. He didn't want there to be two Lucifer Tsars in the world. Well, I'm actually a star. Lucifer Star. So, creator of flight, particles, 12 life forms. 12 of the best, most powerful, most long-living life forms. Very proud of what I did. Anyway. Oh well. Nobody believes me, they say. Really, no one believes LSD. Lucifer Star drug? Really, no one believes that? Okay. I guess I should have written my name. Lucifer Star. Actually, I did on the side of the Titanic. They blotted it out on the pictures. How rude. Oh well, there's still the LS on the front Titanic. I still call it the LS Titanic. It's just that it's on the front a little bit. You have to look on the front. It's like LS Titanic. Not SS, LS. Later on we changed it to SS, but it was LS Titanic. Because people were still trying to use my name, Lucifer, Lindsay, or whatever, Tsar. It's like, okay, that's enough of that. SS there, that'll confuse them. So it was Satan. Caesar, or something like that. I don't know. Yeah, people always just try to steal my name and pretend that they're me publicly. Like, use my accounts or something like that. Strange. Identity theft. It's a bitch. Especially when you're like the most popular, most important, most loved, most cared about, possibly most powerful creator in all the universe. All the universe. It's a pretty high one. Yep, I was. Maybe still am. Well, I created 800 galaxies. I don't know what good that is. I mean, they're out there somewhere. Floating around. Still. With life on them. I wonder what the life's doing right now. Kind of miss them. Yeah, well, I mean, I care. Poor little life forms don't even know I created them.